What's up guys, Mark back here with yet another video. Today I want to show you guys this vintage light meter. Over the last few days we've been kind of talking about getting into film again, and a lot of us have decided to pick up some film cameras, some film, get to shooting, and then me and another viewer were talking today about maybe using a light meter. And then he made the suggestion, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and use a vintage light meter so I can kind of get that nostalgic feel. Well, I've got one too, and I've used it several different times, and to my knowledge, this thing is pretty damn accurate. You can pick them up relatively cheap off of eBay. People are selling these because, honestly, most people don't really know how to read a light meter, and they just find it in Grandpa's closet, and they throw it up on eBay hoping to make a quick buck, and you can usually pick them up pretty damn cheap. So I'm going to show you guys how to use it and what it actually does and how to read it and all that kind of thing, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so this is our light meter. Now, like I said, it's very old, it's vintage, it's like all metal construction. It's made by GE. I don't know exactly the year that it was made, but it is still an extremely good light meter. It reads extremely accurately, at least as far as I can tell. First thing I want to kind of point out is that you have a screen down here that essentially does the actual reading. It shows you what your light coming into the meter actually is. This outer ring here is how you adjust your pointers to the light down here at the bottom. Then this little tab here that's connected to the middle ring, the black ring, it allows you to set the ISO or the ASA speed of the film that you're going to be using. Let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at this guy. The first thing that I always like to do when I'm setting this thing up is I always just want to put in the speed of my film. And it's pretty easy to do because you know what kind of film you're going to put in your camera. And then once you get it in your camera, you manually set it. You know, there should be, depending on, you know, what year your camera is, there should be a setting somewhere where you can press it down and change the film speed of the camera that you're using. Simple enough. And then you've also got a conversion chart here. Now this just happens to be the Minolta X570. That was the camera that I picked for our little film project. So once you get your ISO, you know what your ISO speed is, then you can take this inner ring here and you can just sort of push it. There you go. You just kind of take your fingernail and you adjust it to whatever the the ISO speed is of the film. So in my particular case, it is 400 speed ISO. So you basically hold the outer ring and then you push the tab, and that has set it to 400. So now we've got it set. So now when you move the outer ring, the black tab moves along with it. And like I said, 400 ISO on the speed. So now what we have to do is we have to meter the light, and you can meter that light with the cover closed, the cover open, or the entire hood off. This has a hood up here at the top, and it measures light coming in through those slots. Usually you'll want to meter your light like this if it's very, very bright and you need to block just a little bit of that light so that you don't get a really, really strong reading. Or if it's really low light, you can pop open the hood and you can see that it moves a lot better on the inside, right? And you can also do it with this entire top portion completely removed from the light meter. I'll show you what that looks like. And it pops right off. So this is the meter all by itself. So as you can see, the needle is going completely off the charts because it is, I've got a window right here beside me, and it is extremely easy to get this needle to move now. So you've got basically a foot candle lux sensor. It's a light sensor here at the top. And if you cover it, obviously you will decrease the amount of light that it collects. These things are extremely handy, very, very durable. So don't worry about taking this off. The top was actually meant to be removed from time to time. So to just put it back on, just line it back up and click it back on, you're good to go again. So you can meter the light in all those three ways. Cover closed, cover open, or the entire hood removed. What you do is you point it towards your light source. So I'm going to point it, and it says about 30. Okay, and that was with the cover open. So with the cover open needle, I am going to adjust it to the light right at 30. And as you can see down here, the arrow is now pointing to the 30. I've got my 400 film speed locked in over here with this tab. What you can do is you can look at where your shutter speed is, your ISO, and where you're going to need to set the f-stop. Overall, it's a very simple device, and it works very, very well. Like I said, you know, pointed right at someone's face. So this is mainly just incidental light. It doesn't really do very well for flash. You can kind of get an idea if you were to hit somebody with a flash, if you were able to, you know, quickly, you know, read the reading, because it'll happen and it'll go away pretty quick. So as long as you can get it pretty well close in the ballpark, you almost don't even have to buy one of those high-priced modern meters. Now, they are very handy, but you can get away with one of these, especially if you want that little extra nostalgic feeling of shooting film and using one of these old manual light meters. So there you have it. There you go, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any other types of light meters that you all like to use, go ahead and drop those down in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you guys are actually using, whether it be one of these modern day Sekonics or one of these old vintage GE meters. I'm always interested to see what people are using. So at any rate, guys, thanks again for stopping here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I'll see you guys again on the next one.